You are not a creature of chance. You are a channel of divine law, and within you lies the limitless power of substance and supply. There is no luck in the kingdom, only the perfect outworking of spiritual law. To win the lottery, or manifest anything your heart desires, you must understand this truth: your word is your wand, and what you speak with faith and clarity must come to pass. Many believe that winning the lottery is a game of numbers, tickets, and odds. But I tell you, it is first and foremost a game of consciousness. The outside world is but a reflection of your inner state. The millions you seek already exist, not just in vaults and machines, but in the infinite substance of spirit, awaiting your claim. You must begin by cleansing your mind of fear, doubt, and disbelief. These are the enemies of demonstration. Speak to them as the Christ did. Get thee behind me. You cannot manifest abundance while entertaining the shadows of limitation. Instead, affirm with conviction. Divine substance flows to me now in perfect ways. I am open and ready to receive my good. When you speak this, do not speak it as a beggar, but as a child of God, a joint heir to the infinite riches of the universe. The lottery is simply a vehicle, a channel. And it is no more difficult for spirit to deliver you millions through that means than through any other. Do not be concerned with the how that belongs to divine intelligence. Your part is to believe, receive, and expect. See yourself already in possession of your winnings, not merely in daydream, but in vivid, living faith. Walk through your home as if it were already paid in full. Write checks in your imagination with the confidence of wealth. Feel the thrill of giving generously, blessing others from your overflow. This is not fantasy. This is spiritual rehearsal, and it is law. Be wary of idle words, for the subconscious does not discriminate. If you say, "I never win," then so it shall be. Replace all such declarations with truth. Speak this: everything I touch prospers. Money is drawn to me in miraculous and unexpected ways. I am the winner of divine favor and limitless supply. Repeat it until your heart believes what your lips declare. And remember, gratitude is the magnetic force of manifestation. Give thanks for your winnings before they appear. Rejoice as if the check were already in your hands. This is faith, the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Do not waver. Do not look to others for confirmation. Stand firm in your knowing. The world may call it impossible, but you know better. With God, all things are possible. The lottery, the millions, the moment, it is all forming now in the unseen, ready to appear at the appointed hour. Speak your word, bless your desire, and stay in the joy of certainty. Your word is your wand. This is not a metaphor, it is a spiritual law as exact and precise as gravity. The words you speak, silently or aloud, are not casual utterances. They are commands to the universe, instructions sent into the invisible, shaping your life, your experiences, and your outcomes. Most people speak without awareness, using language like a careless painter spilling colors onto a canvas. But when you awaken to the truth that your word holds the power of creation, you begin to wield your speech like a magician his wand, deliberately, precisely, and with unwavering authority. What is this word that carries so much power? It is not just sound vibrating in the air. It is the expression of belief, the form of your inner consciousness given shape and substance. The word is the bridge between the unseen and the seen. When you speak, you are not merely describing the world, you are directing it. Every sentence you utter is either blessing or cursing your future. You are either calling forth abundance or repelling it with declarations of doubt and fear. Words are creative energy. They are alive with vibration and resonance. They impress themselves upon your subconscious mind and the universal field, magnetizing people, conditions, and opportunities in exact correspondence to their tone and substance. When you say, "I never win," the law agrees and sets in motion all things necessary to make it true. But when you declare, "I am a winner, I am divinely guided to wealth," the same law goes to work fulfilling that decree. The law is impersonal. It does not reason. It does not judge. It only reflects. In spiritual law, there is no such thing as an idle word. Every phrase carries weight. and no declaration is without effect. This is why the scriptures speak of the power of the tongue. Because the tongue, when used with faith, aligns with infinite power. The wise soul learns to guard their speech, not out of superstition, but out of reverence for the unseen laws that govern all manifestation. Speaking carelessly is like planting weeds in the fertile soil of your mind. They will grow, and they will choke out your good. So many individuals cry out for change, for money, for health, for love, yet their mouths betray them. They affirm lack even as they desire abundance. They speak of how expensive everything is, how difficult life has become, how unfair the system is, and then they wonder why nothing shifts. Their word is canceling their prayer. You cannot sow fear with your speech and expect a harvest of prosperity. The law does not bend for contradiction. It is as faithful to your beliefs as a mirror is to your face. The first step in reclaiming your creative power is to become radically aware of what you are saying. Begin to listen, truly listen, to the words you use daily. Are they words of increase or words of decline? Are you speaking life into your finances, or are you reinforcing struggle? When you catch yourself speaking lack, do not condemn yourself, simply correct it. Replace every limiting statement with one of truth. If you say, "I can't afford that," immediately say, "Wealth is on its way to me now." If you say, "I always lose," replace it with, "Everything always works out in my favor." This is not denial. It is spiritual discipline. Your word is also your point of contact with divine mind. It is how you claim your good from the infinite supply. You do not have to beg, barter, or struggle. You speak your word with authority, as one who knows. The moment you declare your desire, clearly, affirmatively, and without doubt, the wheels begin to turn in the unseen. The form may not appear instantly, but the cause is already set in motion. This is why consistency of speech is so vital. You must not contradict your declaration with words of fear or impatience. Imagine the farmer who plants a seed and then digs it up every day to see if it's growing. He kills the seed by his doubt. The wise farmer plants and trusts. So it is with the spoken word. Declare your good once, clearly, boldly, and then maintain that vibration with every word that follows. Speak as if your desire is already yours, because in truth, it is. In the invisible realm, the substance has been claimed. The word has gone forth and will not return void. It will accomplish that which it was sent to do. Let your word be filled with praise and expectation. Praise lifts you into the vibration of receiving. When you speak well of your life, your finances, your destiny, you are watering the garden of your good. Say aloud daily, "I am aligned with divine abundance. My word is law. Everything I speak comes to pass." Let this become your mantra, not once or twice, but as a lifestyle. The more you affirm with joy and certainty, the more you train your subconscious to accept the new truth. And once accepted, the demonstration must appear. The spoken word is also your defense. When fear arises, do not entertain it in silence. Speak against it. Declare, "I do not believe in lack. I do not believe in chance. I believe in divine order and my perfect supply." When others speak fear or lack around you, bless them silently, but do not join them. Do not agree with their reality, for to do so is to make it your own. If someone says, "The economy is collapsing," you may simply respond, "That may be true for some, but I live under grace. I am always provided for." In doing so, you shield your consciousness from collective fear and remain aligned with truth. You may notice that when you begin to use your word consciously, resistance will arise. Old beliefs will attempt to contradict your new affirmations. This is natural. The subconscious does not change instantly. It is trained through repetition and feeling. Do not be discouraged. Continue to speak the word until the inner atmosphere shifts. When your affirmations begin to feel natural, you will know the seed has taken root. There is a great mystery in the spoken word. Not because it is complicated, but because it is so often overlooked. People seek rituals, charms, numbers, and systems to win the lottery or manifest wealth, yet ignore the most potent tool they possess: their own voice. Your word, spoken with faith, is more powerful than any superstition. It aligns you with the creative force of the universe. It tells the law exactly what to produce for you. And it is available at all times, in all places, to all who will use it with wisdom and conviction. The true magician is not one who manipulates external forces, but one who understands the creative power of inner law and externalizes it through the word. This is how the invisible becomes visible. Speak wealth, and wealth will appear. Speak success, and success will unfold. Speak peace, and peace will surround you. But speak it not as a wish, speak it as a knowing. Let your word be firm, simple, and radiant with certainty. The universe does not respond to pleading. It responds to command. The command of the word, spoken in alignment with truth. Consciousness creates reality. This is not theory or abstraction. It is the foundational law upon which your entire life is built. Your outer world is a mirror, a perfect reflection of the inner state of your mind. Whatever you hold to be true within, whether by faith or fear, must eventually express itself without. The visible world is but the offspring of the invisible, and your consciousness, your beliefs, expectations, mental pictures, and inner dialogues, is the creative womb. All manifestation begins there. Most people imagine that circumstances shape their consciousness, but the truth is reversed. Your consciousness shapes your circumstances. Every event, every relationship, every financial situation you face is the harvest of seeds planted in thought and feeling. This is not to place blame, but to illuminate power. Once you grasp that your reality is not happening to you but through you, you step out of the role of victim and into the role of co-creator with the infinite. The essence of consciousness is belief. What you truly believe. Not what you say you believe, but what you feel in the quiet places of your heart, is what manifests in your life. You may affirm wealth with your mouth, but if your consciousness is soaked in fear, guilt, or feelings of unworthiness, you will continue to attract experiences of lack. The law does not respond to words alone. It responds to the vibration behind the words. That vibration is set by the content of your consciousness. To change your outer world, you must first attend to the inner landscape. Begin by observing your habitual thoughts. What do you tell yourself about money, about opportunity, about success? Do you say, "I always struggle," or "Nothing ever works out for me"? These statements are not mere expressions of frustration, they are creative decrees. They reveal your inner beliefs, and those beliefs are the molds into which life must pour itself. If you desire to win the lottery, it is not enough to purchase a ticket and hope. You must align your consciousness with the frequency of winning. You must become the kind of person who wins, not by changing your actions alone, but by shifting your entire internal state. You must see yourself as lucky, favored, magnetic to wealth, chosen by the divine to receive great abundance. If this feels unnatural, it is only because your current consciousness is not yet in agreement with that image. But with repetition, imagination, and faith, the new consciousness can be formed. Your subconscious mind accepts whatever idea is impressed upon it with feeling and repetition. It does not argue, it only receives. If you continue to dwell on the thought, "I never win," your subconscious accepts it as truth and organizes your experience accordingly. But when you persistently affirm, "I am a winner," "I am aligned with divine favor," "I attract miracles," and do so with conviction, you reprogram the inner pattern. Over time, the outer must shift to reflect the new inner state. Visualization is one of the great tools for transforming consciousness. When you consistently imagine yourself receiving what you desire, with full emotion and sensory detail, you are instructing your subconscious to accept a new version of reality. The subconscious does not distinguish between what is imagined vividly and what is experienced physically. It takes everything as real. So, if you desire to win the lottery, do not only visualize holding the check or hearing the winning numbers. Visualize how you feel, what you wear, what conversations you have, how your life is transformed. The more real it becomes within, the more inevitable it becomes without. Emotion is the activating force of consciousness. A belief held without feeling is weak, It lacks the magnetic charge needed to draw its counterpart into physical form. But a belief saturated with emotion, joy, gratitude, excitement, certainty, becomes a living power. That is why gratitude is such a potent force in the creative process. When you give thanks in advance for your good, you are affirming that it already exists. This builds emotional certainty, which shifts your consciousness into the vibration of receiving. It is also important to understand that consciousness operates through focus. Whatever you consistently place your attention upon, you are feeding with your energy. Attention is like sunlight, it causes whatever it touches to grow. If you spend hours focusing on debt, lack, or fear, you are strengthening those patterns in your life. But if you redirect your attention toward abundance, ease, and success, even if they have not yet fully appeared, you are giving power to those realities. What you focus on expands. The collective consciousness also plays a role. We live in a world where many people believe in lack, limitation, and struggle. These beliefs are in the atmosphere, and unless you are conscious, you may absorb them without realizing it. That is why spiritual discipline is necessary. You must choose your beliefs deliberately, not inherit them passively. You must declare, I do not believe in lack. I believe in divine supply. I am immune to the limiting beliefs of the world. In doing so, you create a sacred space in your mind, a sanctuary for truth, immune to the noise of the outer world. Consciousness is not only about belief, but also about identity. Who do you think you are? What kind of person do you believe yourself to be? Your self-concept is the most powerful aspect of your consciousness, because it determines what you allow yourself to receive. If you see yourself as unworthy, inferior, or cursed, no amount of affirmations will override that until the identity itself is transformed. Begin to speak a new story. I am worthy of wealth. I am a divine being. I am favored, chosen, and destined for greatness. When you change your concept of self, your entire world rearranges to reflect it. People treat you differently. Opportunities emerge. Coincidences align. This is not magic. It is the law of consciousness in action. The outer world is a perfect servant to the inner command. Your role is not to chase or force, but to become. When you become abundant in consciousness, abundance must appear in form. This is why effort alone cannot guarantee success. You may take all the right actions, but if your consciousness contradicts them, the results will falter. Conversely, when your consciousness is aligned, even small actions can yield miraculous results. The inner precedes the outer. You are not trying to make something happen. You are aligning with what already is, in the higher realm of truth. The millions you desire already exist, not in some distant future, but in the eternal now. They exist as possibility, awaiting your permission to become formed through the channel of your consciousness. Doubt and fear are simply signs that your consciousness is still tethered to old beliefs. Do not resist them, but gently replace them. Every time a fearful thought arises, counter it with truth. If you think, what if I never win? Respond immediately with, what if I win in the most unexpected and joyful way? Train your mind to dwell on possibility, not probability. Faith is not passive. It is an act of creative focus. There is no outer condition that can override the authority of your inner state. No economy, no background, no history can prevent the fulfillment of what your consciousness accepts as true. This is the great equalizer. You do not need connections, education, or luck. You need only the clear, confident conviction that your desire is real, that it is yours, and that it is on its way to you now. You are not separate from what you seek. You and your desire are one. The moment you desired it, it was already yours in potential. Your task is to remove every inner barrier to its expression. Every belief of limitation, every fear of unworthiness, every story of impossibility. Strip away the false, and the true must emerge. The universe does not withhold, it only waits for agreement. When your consciousness says yes, the form cannot say no. Visualize with faith and feeling. This is one of the most powerful truths of spiritual law. Visualization is not wishful thinking, nor is it idle fantasy. It is the deliberate use of your inner eye to impress the subconscious mind with a picture so vivid, so emotionally alive, that the universe has no choice but to reflect it back to you in form. The imagination is not merely a place for creative escape. It is a sacred faculty, a spiritual blueprinting tool, a means of aligning with the invisible substance of what you desire. What you see in your mind with clarity and conviction becomes the pattern around which physical reality forms. The world you see outside of yourself is the result of the images that have taken root within. Therefore, if you desire to win the lottery, or to manifest any other form of wealth, you must first win it in consciousness. You must become so saturated with the inner image of success, so in love with your desired reality, that your emotional and mental state begins to live as if it were already true. This is not pretending. This is creation. Pretending has no faith in it. It is rooted in the awareness that something is not yet real. But spiritual visualization requires you to know that what you see in your mind is already yours in the higher realm of divine substance. Faith adds the substance, feeling charges the vibration. The clearer the picture and the deeper the emotion, the faster the manifestation. Your job is not to force it into existence. It is to dwell in it, emotionally and mentally, until the vibration of what you desire becomes your natural state. Begin your visualization in a calm, centered state. Relax the body. Quiet the mind. Breathe deeply and allow the outer world to dissolve from your attention. Then, gently bring into your inner view the scene of your fulfilled desire. If your goal is to win the lottery, see yourself with the winning ticket. See the numbers match. Hear the announcement. Picture yourself checking the results with awe and joy. Feel your heart race. Let yourself cry with gratitude. Let your hands tremble with excitement. The more detailed and emotional the image, the more alive it becomes in the subconscious. Your subconscious mind is the creative workshop of the universe, but it does not understand logic or reason. It understands images and feelings. When you visualize with full emotion, you bypass the conscious filters of doubt and skepticism. You go straight to the core of belief, which is where creation takes place. The subconscious accepts the emotionalized image as reality and begins to move people, conditions, and resources to fulfill the mental mold you have established. It is important to repeat your visualization daily. Consistency builds belief. Each time you visit your mental image, you are carving it deeper into the subconscious. You are watering the seed. You are reinforcing the vibration. Eventually, what once felt like fantasy will begin to feel normal. And when your desired reality feels emotionally familiar, it is close to appearing. Emotion is the secret signal to the universe. When you can feel your way into your new life before it shows up, you collapse time and draw the outcome to you swiftly. Do not only visualize the moment of winning, visualize the entire lifestyle. See yourself living in your new home. See your bank account full. Hear yourself speaking to loved ones about your blessings. Walk through stores knowing you can buy anything you want. Picture yourself blessing others with gifts and donations. Immerse your senses in the life you desire to live. Smell the fresh linens. Feel the soft leather seats of your new car. Taste the finest foods. Hear the joyful conversations of freedom. This sensory involvement convinces your subconscious that the experience is real. The key is not only to see it, but to feel it. Emotion is the magnet. A dry mental picture has little creative power, but a picture soaked in love, joy, excitement, and gratitude becomes a magnetic force that pulls the physical experience toward you. Feel the success in your bones. Let your whole body tingle with expectancy. Let your heart sing with the knowing that it is done. The feeling of the wish fulfilled is the most important part of this process. It turns a casual hope into a divine certainty. At times, the conscious mind will resist, doubts may arise. Voices from the past may say, "It's not possible," or "People like you don't get that lucky." Do not argue with these thoughts. Transcend them. Let them pass like clouds across the sky. Return your attention to your vision. Reaffirm your knowing. Say to yourself, "This is real. I am aligned with it now. It belongs to me by divine right." Repetition silences resistance. Persistence dissolves fear. You must also remove the need to figure out how it will happen. The how is not your concern. Your work is to maintain the vision with faith and feeling. The universe has infinite channels. The winning ticket is one such channel, but there are many. Trust that the path will be revealed at the perfect time. Keep your energy pure, your vision bright, and your emotion high. This is the posture of demonstration. This is the attitude of spiritual mastery. Be mindful of the emotions you carry after your visualization session. If you visualize abundance for 10 minutes, but spend the rest of the day in anxiety, lack, and frustration, you are working against your own creation. Aim to carry the vibration throughout your day. Smile as you walk. Give thanks for small blessings. Speak words of wealth. Keep your vibration in harmony with the image you created. This emotional alignment is what brings the invisible into the visible. Use affirmations to support your visualization. Speak them during the day to reinforce the image. Say things like, I am divinely favored. Wealth flows to me now. My dream is manifesting quickly. I am aligned with winning energy. Affirmations are like verbal extensions of your visualization. They keep the energy moving, the belief strong, and the vibration high. Whenever doubt tries to creep in, you have a tool ready to redirect your focus. Visualizing with faith and feeling is not limited by time. You are not waiting for years. In truth, manifestation is not about time. It is about alignment. The moment your inner state matches the vibration of your desire, the path opens and the form begins to materialize. Sometimes it comes quickly, other times it comes through a process. But the spiritual law is unfailing. That which you feel deeply, believe completely, and see clearly, must eventually appear in your life. Avoid turning visualization into a rigid duty. Let it be a joyful ritual. Make it sacred. Approach it with reverence. Know that each session is planting seeds in the soil of spirit. Each image is a message to the universe. Each feeling is a vibration calling forth your good. Let it be playful, powerful, alive. Let it stir your soul and raise your energy. When visualization becomes a way of being, when it lives in your heart and not just your mind, you are no longer reaching for your dream. You are living in it, and it must meet you in the outer world. Gratitude precedes manifestation. This is a principle that governs all spiritual law. Gratitude is not merely a reaction to receiving something. It is a force that draws the unseen into the seen. It is not reserved for moments of visible blessing, but must be cultivated as a state of being, a vibrational frequency that aligns you with the very things you seek. When you give thanks before your desire appears, you declare with your entire being that it is already done. You are not asking in desperation. You are receiving in certainty. You are affirming the truth that in the higher realm of spirit, everything you desire already exists, and your gratitude is the bridge that calls it forth. Gratitude is the spiritual signal that you are ready to receive. It tells the universe that you recognize abundance, that you expect it, and that you are open to its arrival. Many wait to feel grateful until after the gift has arrived, but this is not how the creative process works. To wait is to doubt. To wait is to keep the door closed. But when you give thanks in advance, you open the way for the flow of divine substance. You are acting in faith, and faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Faith-filled gratitude says, I know that what I desire is on its way. I know the universe has already answered. I trust divine timing and I rejoice in advance. When you desire to win the lottery or receive a great sum of money, it is easy to look at your current bank account and feel lack. But spiritual wisdom teaches you to turn your attention from what appears to be missing and focus on what is already present in potential. Gratitude does not depend on outer evidence, it creates the evidence. Begin your day by giving thanks not only for the blessings you can see, but for those that are unfolding in the invisible. Say aloud, I give thanks for divine increase. I give thanks for unexpected wealth. I give thanks that all my needs are met abundantly. I give thanks that money comes to me now through channels seen and unseen. Gratitude elevates your vibration. It lifts you out of complaint, fear, and resistance, and places you in harmony with divine flow. Every word of thanks sends a wave of receptive energy into the universe. You cannot feel grateful and fearful at the same time. You cannot bless and complain in the same breath. One displaces the other. So choose the higher frequency. Choose to praise instead of panic. Choose to appreciate instead of analyze. When your energy is steeped in gratitude, miracles are not rare. They become your natural experience. It is important to understand that gratitude must be sincere. It cannot be forced, and it cannot be faked. Empty words carry no power, but when you allow your heart to truly open, to feel the reality of your answered prayer before it takes form, you activate the law of attraction in its highest form. Gratitude is the feeling of already having. It is the emotional confirmation that your desire is yours now. When you feel this deeply, your subconscious mind begins to adjust your beliefs, your behavior, and your expectations to align with that new reality. Practice being thankful for things that have not yet appeared. If you are visualizing a lottery win, give thanks as if the ticket has already been drawn in your favor. Walk through your day with the energy of a person who has already received their good. Let your words reflect it. Let your posture reflect it. Let your choices reflect it. This is not fantasy, it is alignment. Your consistent gratitude begins to mold the formless into form. What you continually appreciate, you magnetize. What you celebrate, you multiply. Gratitude also transforms your perception. The more you practice it, the more you begin to notice beauty, opportunity, and blessings where others see nothing. You become more sensitive to the ways in which life is already supporting you. This expands your consciousness and prepares it to receive even more. You begin to see that wealth is not just a number in a bank account, but a state of being, a relationship with life. You start to appreciate the smallest things, the sunlight on your face, the kindness of a stranger, the quiet strength within you, and in doing so, you expand your capacity to receive the greater things. It is a great mistake to only be grateful for what you consider good. True gratitude blesses all things, even those that appear challenging. For challenges are often the very vehicles that bring about your transformation. When you can give thanks for delays, detours, and difficulties, you rise above them. You claim mastery over them. You declare that every experience is working for your highest good, and in doing so, you release resistance and open the way for accelerated blessing. Say often, I am grateful for every part of my journey. I trust the process. I know that even now things are unfolding perfectly. Make gratitude a habit, not a reaction. Keep a journal. Write down 10 things each day that you are thankful for, including those that have not yet appeared. Speak your thanks out loud in the morning. Whisper it before you sleep. Let your environment be charged with the energy of appreciation. Bless your food, your water, your home. Bless your wallet and your bank account. Even if the balance is small, give thanks for what is there, knowing that it is a seed that will multiply under the warmth of your gratitude. Treat everything you have as sacred, and you will begin to see increase in all areas of your life. When doubt comes, and it will, do not fight it, replace it with thanks. If you find yourself thinking, what if it doesn't happen? Immediately say, thank you that it is already happening. Gratitude is a sword that cuts through worry. It anchors you in the present moment and affirms that all is well. You cannot dwell in both fear and thankfulness. Gratitude is the antidote, the remedy, the spiritual medicine that aligns your body, mind, and spirit with the highest truth. Surround yourself with people who speak gratitude. Listen to voices, read words, and engage in practices that uplift you. Negativity is contagious, but so is praise. Build a community of gratitude within and around you. Be the person who gives thanks first, who notices blessings others miss, who walks through life with a heart wide open. This is not just about being positive, it is about being powerful. Gratitude is your power. It turns the wheel of manifestation, it sets the tone for miracles. It declares, I trust, I receive, I celebrate. Remember that gratitude is not a step in the process, it is the process. It is the state in which all true creation occurs. When you live in gratitude, you live in connection with Source. You are no longer striving, you are allowing. You are no longer seeking, you are recognizing. The thing you desire is not far away. It is not something to chase. It is something to welcome. Gratitude opens the door. Gratitude invites it in. Gratitude makes it stay. Release doubt, embrace divine timing. This is one of the most essential truths in the process of spiritual manifestation. Doubt is the subtle thief of dreams, the unseen weight that slows down the arrival of your desires. It is the quiet voice that whispers, "What if it doesn't happen?" Or, "What if I'm not worthy?" Doubt creates spiritual static. It interrupts the flow of creative power. It pulls your energy backward, away from faith and into fear. Doubt is not just a fleeting feeling. It is a statement of disbelief, and the universe responds to it as a command. When you hold doubt, even unconsciously, you create delay. When you release doubt, you open the way. Releasing doubt does not mean pretending it never arises. It means becoming so anchored in truth, so grounded in faith, that when doubt does appear, it cannot take root. It means choosing again. Every time you notice a doubtful thought, you consciously turn away from it and return to what is real. You declare, "This too shall pass. My good is certain. What I desire is already mine in spirit." You do not fight doubt. You dissolve it by returning to the vibration of trust. You train your mind to lean on the invisible, to rest in the divine process, to believe in things unseen. Faith is not the absence of challenge. It is the presence of certainty in the midst of uncertainty. It is the ability to hold your vision steady while the outer world appears unchanged. Faith says, "I know that what I desire is already created. I know that the universe is organizing itself for my good. I know that every moment brings me closer." This is not blind optimism. This is spiritual authority. It is knowing that the law of cause and effect is always at work, and that once the inner cause is set, the outer effect must follow. Divine timing is not your timing. It does not operate by the clock on the wall, or the deadlines you set in your mind. Divine timing is based on alignment, on the perfect orchestration of people, events, and conditions that come together in harmony to deliver your desire in the most complete and beneficial form. When you trust divine timing, you stop trying to control the process. You stop asking, "When will it happen?" and start saying, "It is happening now, in the way that is most perfect for me." You begin to understand that delay is not denial. It is preparation. Sometimes your desire takes time to arrive because your consciousness is still catching up to it. You may be visualizing wealth but still believing in struggle. You may be affirming abundance but still speaking words of fear. The universe does not withhold, it responds. When you shift fully into alignment, the timing becomes right. You don't need to force the arrival of your good. You need only to become ready to receive it. That readiness may involve inner healing, releasing limiting beliefs, or simply learning to feel worthy. Divine timing ensures that when your desire arrives, it does so in a way that blesses not only you, but everyone connected to it. It comes with grace, with completeness, with longevity. If you rush the process, you may receive a fragment of what you desire, but not the full blessing. If you wait with trust, you receive the highest expression of your vision. You receive not only what you asked for, but often more, because Spirit always moves in abundance. The seed does not sprout the moment it is planted. It takes root, grows unseen, then bursts forth when the season is right. The work of spiritual manifestation is to stay in faith regardless of what appears. This requires spiritual maturity. It requires that you do not waver, do not flinch, do not cancel your vision with words of doubt. It means that when others question your dream, you bless them and remain firm. It means that when things seem slow or silent, you do not fall into despair. You go deeper into trust. You use every delay as an opportunity to affirm again. All things are working together for my good. Nothing is lost in spirit. What is mine cannot be withheld. You must also be careful not to tie your faith to one outcome or one path. Divine timing often comes with divine intelligence. The universe may deliver your good in a way you never imagined. What appears to be a detour may be the direct path. What feels like a loss may be the clearing of space for something greater. When you are rigid in your expectations, you may miss the blessing. When you are open and surrendered, you recognize the good even when it arrives in disguise. Releasing doubt also means detaching from the need for constant reassurance. Many people manifest with one hand and doubt with the other. They affirm their desire in the morning and question it by noon. This split energy creates confusion. The law cannot respond clearly to a muddled signal. Your job is to send a clear, consistent message to the universe. I believe. I trust. I expect. When you hold this vibration without interruption, manifestation becomes inevitable. The outer must conform to the inner. You can practice releasing doubt by anchoring yourself in daily truth. Start the day with declarations of trust. I am safe. I am guided. My good is certain. Whenever fear arises, speak against it. I do not believe in loss. I believe in divine timing. Write down your evidence of support. Times when things worked out perfectly, even when you couldn't see how. Let this become your foundation. Build a relationship with the unseen that is stronger than any outer condition. Make your inner knowing louder than any external voice. Embracing divine timing also means honoring your intuition. The universe often guides you through inner nudges, quiet suggestions, and inspired ideas. When you follow these gentle directions, you stay in the flow. You may feel led to take a certain action, visit a place, or speak to someone. These are not coincidences. They are part of the timing. When you act on inspiration without forcing, you align with the rhythm of your manifestation. You dance with the divine, instead of dragging the process with worry. You are not separate from the timing of your blessings. Your soul knows when the moment is right. Your higher self is orchestrating all things with love and precision. There is no need to rush. There is no need to panic. The delay is not punishment. It is placement. It is preparation. It is divine choreography unfolding in perfect sequence. Trust this. Trust that the universe knows the exact hour, the precise second, when all things will come together. Trust that your desire is not lost, not forgotten, not denied. It is on its way. It is unfolding in a way that will leave you in awe. When you release doubt and embrace divine timing, you walk in peace. You no longer seek with desperation. You expect with confidence. You no longer plead, you praise. You do not strain, you surrender. You become available to miracles because your vibration is aligned with truth. You understand that what is yours cannot pass you by. You know that every delay is a setup for a greater arrival. You let go of impatience because you are living from the end. You are living as if the desire is already fulfilled. And in the mind of the infinite, it already is.